press the record button, and then I'll say, yo, what up? How's it going?
Hi, doing well, as usual.
The fangirl back at it again, with this time a Todoroki list?
Just any Todoroki list. One solely based on the sports festival arc.
Ah, I see. Okay. So hit me with the elevator pitch. What do you have going on this rad Todoroki list? What is the goal here?
Okay, well, you know his most iconic moment from the sports festival?
Yeah. The searing, or I guess it was Cinder Conviction is when he did the big one in the explosion, right?
Yeah, well, this is actually a bit of a fun little deck build.
Okay.
First game of a round, you're only supposed to use all of the ice themed stuff, make it seem like it's water themed, and then if you're unable to win, bam! Surprise him with fire.
Hit him with the fire. Okay. I like this. I like this a lot. I do have the world's smallest issue, though. Just the world's smallest issue. There is only 10 cards allowed into your sideboard, and there's like 16 cards here that all have like ice stuff, right? Giant ice wall, ice storm, massive flash, freeze, downward, frost spike. And so I cannot get these 16 cards out of your deck in order to make it a solo fire theme, if that makes sense.
No, the whole point is to add in the fire stuff if you're unable to win. I see.
Okay, so we're allowed to still keep some ice stuff, but we then put in the water stuff when we're done.
No, it's more like use only ice in the first game of a round.
Right.
But if you're unable to win, that's when you mix in the fire cards.
Right. So that makes sense to me. I'm with you. Here's my issue though. This number, I have to lose 15 cards out of it.
Oh, I know. I just threw in 4 copies each because of the max number of copies.
Okay. I'm in. I'm sold. Okay, so I think we have to do some stuff. Okay, we're playing a fire list. I know in previous challenges before for our deck doctors, you've made me only use character cards from their character. Am I allowed to use cards from other people's characters if I limit the number that it is? Because currently we do not have a legal deck. I have to have 6 more cards in my deck.
Oh, that's perfectly fine.
Okay.
And as you can tell by the title, I named this deck after what I think is Todoroki's best moment from the sports festival.
Right. Okay, so we are... I like this one. I like this one. Yeah, it's gonna take me just a second to get the stuff. To get the things. I think this one is important. And then we get to look at all of these. These are all 4 ofs. Okay. We're looking. And then... Okay. I think that's enough. All right. So here is where I'm at. I think in order to find our last 6 cards, I want to put in 4 encouragement, because I think this is Todoroki 1's best tool in order to keep playing his cards. We have a lot of very difficult cards to play, and so after my opponent does not get rid of the after my opponent doesn't block my move, I just discard it from the card pool. And so that gives me a face down to then commit with Todoroki. There's no fire or ice theming on this card. And so I think that'll be okay. And then I want to put in a double league interview. This card is a 2/6. It's a 6 check, which has the same kind of idea as encouragement. It puts more cards into our discard pile for Todoroki's ability to work. And then yeah, yeah. And that's the only reason to put this card in the deck. From there, I am going to do something a little silly with your sideboard, and I'm going to put some of these cards in here. Because I think there's something really fun and interesting we can do with the theme that you have going on here of going from ice to fire, right? So first and foremost, I don't think that there's room for Todoroki 2. I think that if we're going to put Todoroki 2 in our deck, we have to mainboard him, just to get this number down.
Oh, actually, that was my original plan with switching from ice to fire. It also includes switching out the character card.
Okay, so I have to leave that in?
Yep.
And we cannot mainboard this character?
Nope, it's basically switching out main characters when you're siding.
Okay, that makes sense to me. I'm into it. I want to put some of these cards in, but I just gotta figure out the number that makes sense. You get to be gone. You are in here. You are gone. Okay. So we're only down to 30 now. I put these in the main board. Dang it. It's not what I wished to do. I wished to put them at different numbers in the sideboard. There should be 0 here, and 0 here, and 0 here. And then I would like to try this again. Okay, Cinder Conviction should be 3 in the sideboard. Half-Out Ignition should be 1, just because I want to look at it. Searing Glacial should be 2, because I want to look at it. Defrosting should be 2. Making a Stand should be 2. And then Revel should be 2. Okay. All right. Down to 20 with 1, 2, 3. So I'm down to 17 cards. All right. So I need you to make some decisions because I don't think we're allowed to play all of these cards at the 4 ofs that we want them to, right? Things like Confident Counterstrike. I think we actually, this is a really good moment in the show, but in order to make your deck work properly, I think that we are not allowed to play this one inside of our sideboard just because the space is so tight. With that said, now let's bring it here. I know that you are you don't play a bunch of competitive games. If you're playing some kitchen table games, then you can play as many cards in your sideboard as you want. Who cares? Right?
Yep.
So at that point, then we can just slam all of these cards in here. But if you want me to make this a deck that you could go take to the next regional and play and have fun with your partner, have fun with your rival that way, then we gotta cut this number down.
Oh, actually, the reason why I wanted to pitch this to you is because I'm not sure of how many copies I should have for all of the attacks and foundations.
Right. Yeah. I didn't do that. I put them in the sideboard.
I'm sorry for laughing.
It's okay. It is totally okay. But no, I see that. I totally see that. And is it actually 4 speed, 4 damage is the average? 5, 4, 5. Huh. Crazy. I see that. I'm down for it. And I like this idea. I like this concept, right? Like we get rid of Downward Frostspike and we put in Confident Counterstrike. That's a cool 1 for 1. Take out those 4, put in those 4. But that means I only have 6 more cards that I get to mess around with, right?
Correct.
Yeah. And so like I don't want to quote unquote fail your challenge, but we just don't have enough room in the sideboard in order to make that. So either we get to play with an unlimited sideboard slot amount, in which case I get to this one will be easy, or I have to make some hard numbers, and I got to know where's your brain at.
Price.
Say again?
Price.
I don't. Help me out.
Meaning, well, you know how last time I was here I did a girl water deck?
Yeah.
I ended up taking out the character card for Hagakure and switching out with Mina 1 because it was too expensive.
Fair. Okay, so we're looking at budget. That is where we're at. That helps me out so much. Okay. So Okay. If this is the case, we don't get to play this card.
What?
Yeah, this is one of the most expensive cards in the whole game. I think it's upwards of like $40 for a single copy of it. Let me go double check. TC player, I'm done with you. Stop. Frigid Heatwave. Another 2 eyes and Frigid Heatwave.
$30?
Yeah, it's a good one. It's one of the best cards in the whole game. Yeah, it's a big $30 card. And so I don't know if we are going to be able to play Frigid Heatwave, which means we might have to make some changes. I'm gonna see how quickly I can look up these cards. Because the rares should be fine, right? But like Ice Storm, I don't know how much you are. This is a $10 card, Ice Storm is, so that's 40. Sadly, with Todoroki being one of the main fan favorites, and they made a bunch of his stuff ultra rares, it's all expensive. Searing Glacial Storm's only $3. This might be where we're at. I mean, it has the word glacial in it, so that we might be able to sneak that by, right? Because glacial means ice.
Wait, I think I have an idea.
What's that?
Well, I went to the Crimson Rampage event, the special release, and maybe I could throw in my alleyway ambush.
You've got the one of?
Yeah.
Okay, let's give it a shot. We'll toss it in. Easy peasy. Making this easier for me. It's this one? Question mark? It is this one. Okay.
Yeah, I have it right here.
Love it. Love that.
Thank you.
All right. We'll do there. It's in. Okay, so Frigid Heatwaves just gotta go. It's out of here. Pew. Ice Storm, $10. Is that out of our budget?
I can't have 4 copies in there.
Okay, can we work with 2?
1.
1 it is. Giant Ice Wall should be $1 maybe. Double checking. Giant Ice Wall is $2. It's perfect. And then Alleyway Ambush, you've already got it, so we're in. All right, so I think we have to put in the 4 Gilding Searing Glacial Storms. I think that has to be it. I think it's like a $3 card, and it's got the word glacial in it. It's the transition between the two, and I think that's just like what we have to do in order to round out our 18 attacks. I think we just have to. And then we can is confident. Confident counter strikes 5. Okay, so we're allowed to have these in the sideboard. Yeah. Okay. I'm feeling way better about the challenge.
Really?
Yeah. Center Conviction is 24 cents. Yeah, we're feeling good. Okay. Man. I think, let me double check. We're at, okay, we need slightly more cards. I think the answer is actually just to toss this up to the 4 of. Okay, so I can get 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you get to leave because we already have 4 of you in the main board. I don't think we get to play Half-Hot Ignition. I think that it's gone. And we don't need this one. Set to 0. Right. in the sideboard. Set to 0 in the sideboard. Set to 0 in the sideboard, please. Set to 0 in the sideboard. Where are we at? All right, we're at 14 cards. Okay. So here's my thought. Here's my thought. You ready? So making a stand is a cool card, and it is Todoroki using his fireside, right? I think for the theme deck, I think it's way cooler to sideboard in Revel because it tells a better story, because that's when Endeavor pops off, because he does use his fireside, right? Like he's like screaming, like, yeah. I think that's a better, cooler card to put in the deck than making a stand. What do you think? It's your deck, you tell me.
I have mixed feelings about Endeavor due to anime reasons.
For sure. You can tell me to cut it. But I think if you're trying to tell a story with the deck, I think that this is a big part of it, right? Like his entire thing about him not using his fireside is that like it's not his dad's power, but he thinks it is. It's your call. It's totally your call.
I get what you're saying. Is this card that's meant to be in the side piece, or is it going to go in the main deck to reflect how he initially felt about fire?
So the reason that I'm putting in the sideboard right now is only going to put 2, and we could take out double double frozen in order to get rid of it, right? We would take out 2 frozen, and we would take out 2 more frozen for the double defrosting, and those are the four foundations. Was because like this he's using his fireside here, and when he does use his fireside, his dad pops off about it. But it easily could be that we're putting the double defrosting and double making a stand. I think that's totally fine. And we take out the frozens. I can't do anything about the irrefutable force of natures. I have to keep them. We have to keep in the self-assured. I know it's a big picture of ice, but it's literally not the card called frozen. So like, or like ice gliding. Like I just can't get rid of this. I just don't have enough room. If we're going to do foundations and attacks.
It would have been funnier if his Ice Palace for 1 stunt at Sarah was an actual card.
That's true. That is true. Cinder is not allowed in the challenge. Correct. Cinder is not allowed in the main board. Yeah. So I make a decision. Do we want to do making a stand in the sideboard for whenever we change into fire? Or do we want to do Revel as masterpiece? Totally your call. You let me know.
Both then.
Okay. Then what do you want for defrosting? Because we've got 6 foundations here, right? 2 defrosting, 2 making, 2 Revel. And I get to have 4 total. What we could do is we could cut like making down to we could cut one of these. So I have defrosting at 2, and then making at 1, Revel at 1. We could do that if you wanted. But I'm allowed to have 4 foundations in the sideboard.
In that case, how about 2 defrosting and 2 making a stand?
And then Revel's gone. I love that.
Yeah.
Good decision. Okay, so now I've got
reflecting that he wants nothing to do with his father.
That makes sense to me. So we're going to get rid of 2 more cards, and the 2 cards that we have to get rid of are both Confident Counterstrikes. Here. Boop. So this is Shoto Todoroki 1, who is all in on his ice side. All of our moves are ice themed, except for Alleyway Ambush, right? Because we gotta have the cards.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get to we lose game 1, and we are forced to activate our fireside. We've been pushed to the limits by the protagonist Midoriya, and I'm forced to activate my fireside. And so I take out the giant ice walls, and I put in the Cinder Conviction, and I take out the like massive flash freeze, like one of these, or the downward frostbite, your choice, right? We put in the Confident Counterstrikes, and then we take out the frozens, and we put in the defrostings and making a stands.
Exactly. Like I said, this deck is meant to tell a story. Reflects exactly what happened in the show.
I love that. How cool. How cool.
Very.
Well, ma'am, thank you so much. This is always a really fun challenge you bring me every month, and I greatly appreciate it. This is cool.
Thanks.
No pun intended. Actually, pun intended. I meant to say that. Is there anything in here that you vehemently disagree with? Is there anything in here? I feel like I've done a pretty good job. This was probably the hardest challenge you've given me yet, for sure.
Hey, I don't mind giving you these challenges. In a way, I'm having fun as well because
Good.
what I lack in actual tournament experience, I make up for in creative deck designs.
I completely agree. I agree totally. All right, let me shoot you this list. Thank you again for the support over on Patreon. I greatly, greatly appreciate it, and I will. I'm excited to see the challenge for next month. Okay.
Deal.
All right, we'll see ya. Bye.
Bye.